Welcome to another inspiring episode of Shipa Library. Today we're diving into Lesson 9, Associate with Positive People from Jeff Keller's Attitude is Everything book. It's a powerful lesson that can truly transform your life. Before we begin, please remember to subscribe, share, and leave a comment if you find our content valuable. Let me paint a vivid picture for you. In high school, there was a young man named Mike. He spent his time with a group of friends in his neighborhood. These friends were known for their lack of ambition, their unyielding negativity, and their resistance to change. They seemed perpetually mired in a cycle of pessimism. When Mike ventured off to college, he was presented with a choice. On one hand, he could continue hanging out with his old negative friends, or he could embrace the opportunity to connect with positive individuals. The decision he made was life-changing. Mike decided to spend his time with the positive people he met in college. And something remarkable happened. He started feeling better about himself, developed a fantastic attitude, and set clear goals for his future. Fast forward, Mike now runs a successful video production company and enjoys a fulfilling family life. But here's the interesting part: when he checked in on his old high school friends, he found that they were still stuck in the same negative patterns and hadn't achieved much. Mike's story serves as a powerful reminder of the influence our associates can have on our lives. It's a testament to the fact that we become the company we keep. The people you spend your time with can shape your attitude, goals, and ultimately, your success. Jeff Keller's lesson emphasizes this crucial aspect of life. You might have heard the saying, "Tell me who you hang out with, and I'll tell you who you are." Think back to when you were growing up. Your parents were probably very interested in your friends and the company you kept. Why? Because they knew that the people you surrounded yourself with would significantly influence your habits, choices, and behavior. In contemporary terms, we categorize people as either toxic or nourishing. Toxic individuals are those who habitually focus on the negative. They seem to have a talent for poisoning the atmosphere with their pessimism. Being around toxic people is like absorbing their verbal poison. In contrast, nourishing people are the positive, supportive individuals who promote your growth. They lift your spirits, provide encouragement, and are genuinely enjoyable to be around. When you spend time with them, you feel energized and inspired. Toxic individuals, on the other hand, have a knack for dragging you down to their level. They inundate you with all the things you can't do, the impossibilities, their personal problems, and sometimes even their physical ailments. Spend enough time with them, and you'll end up feeling listless and drained. Ever met someone who seems to sap your energy like a vampire? This is what motivational speaker Les Brown calls dream killers, and psychologist Jack Canfield refers to as energy vampires. Negative people can literally drain your positive energy. Now let's discuss the impact of repeated exposure. Just as a catchy but silly song can become lodged in your mind after hearing it repeatedly, so too can recurring thoughts about success and positivity. The mind doesn't discriminate between positive and negative messages. Whatever is repeated often becomes prominent in your consciousness. So be careful about what you hear. This is why it's essential to fill your mind with positive messages. How do you do that? Well, you're doing it right now by listening to our podcast. You can also read motivational books, listen to motivational tapes, and most importantly, spend time with positive people. Jeff likes to introduce us to Smokey's sponge theory, shared by Jeff's friend Glenn Smokey Stover. Smokey worked in the funeral industry for 45 years but remained one of the most positive people you could ever meet. Smokey explained that people are like sponges. We soak up whatever the people around us are saying. Negative individuals can saturate us with pessimism, just as positive people can drench us with their enthusiasm and optimism. Smokey's advice when dealing with a negative person is simple yet effective. If you find yourself in a conversation with a negative person, gently shift the conversation to a more positive topic instead of accusing them of negativity. But what about toxic relatives, you may ask? It's a sensitive issue, as family ties are precious. We shouldn't turn our backs on them. Instead, put some controls in place to limit the impact toxic relatives have on your life. These family members might not change, but you can control how much they affect you. For instance, if you often call a person who is negative, slowly stop calling him or her by saying some reason like "I have a deadline to meet, and I am by," so you will gently withdraw them without hurting your relationship. Now let's talk about the workplace. Just about every organization has some negative individuals. If you find yourself surrounded by negative coworkers, don't go out of your way to spend time with them. For instance, if you have lunch with negative colleagues regularly, it might be time to consider having lunch on your own or with more positive coworkers. Positive people are always welcomed in any organization, and negative coworkers may hurt their chances for advancement. Remember that attitude is everything, especially when it comes to productivity in the workplace. In the end, Jeff Keller's lesson reminds us of the crucial role that our associations play in our lives. By choosing to surround yourself with positive, nourishing people, you can dramatically improve your attitude and energy levels. Positive people are like magnets for success and happiness. They inspire you to be the best version of yourself. In conclusion, remember the words: you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So choose your friends wisely. Whenever you meet negative, get away from them as soon as possible. Tell "Gosh, it's been good to see you, dude," and move on. You may ask, why don't we try to help negative friends instead of dumping them? But in most cases, it doesn't help you. Because most negative people don't want to change. They think they are smart and know everything in this world. When the person feels he knows everything, he will never listen to anyone, and they just want you to listen to their negative story. When you listen to that, you already know what happens, and also comment on your experiences so that it can help others. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Shipa Library. If you found this episode insightful, please subscribe, share, and leave a review. Your support is much appreciated. Stay positive, and remember, attitude is everything.